Hey, Eric.
Oh, hey, Chris.
You want this Saturn back?
Oh, yeah, my Sega Saturn.
Yeah. Like
my fifth one.
Yeah, it's just sitting here.
I'll tell you what, I don't have a bag with me this time. Next time, I'll bring a bag.
Bring a bag.
Just for the Saturn.
I might have a bag that you can borrow, but if I don't have one, just bring a bag next time because I have this Saturn here because we recorded a podcast on 5 video games.
Yes.
Panzer Dragoon, Panzer Dragoon Zwei, Panzer Dragoon Saga, Panzer Dragoon Orta for the Xbox, and, of course, Crimson Dragon, which you played and I didn't.
You don't want to play Mr. Bones on that Saturn?
I did play around with the Saturn a lot when you first gave it to me when I was trying to get my RetroTink 5X set up, and I had some fun with a few games on there, but I think I'm done.
Sexy Parodius?
I think I did play Sexy Parodius. Because I was like, I've heard Eric say Sexy Parodius before. I should see what Sexy Parodius is. And it was pretty sexy, Eric.
Yes,
let me say.
You. Yeah.
So anyway, you go to patreon.com/retroam to get that, and I will give Eric his Saturn back in a bag.
We'll go back in storage.
At some point.
Well, thanks, Chris. Do you want to hear some hot sounds Mark recorded for us?
Oh, yeah. I forgot what we were fucking talking about, dude. Welcome to Retrograde Amnesia, a comprehensive podcast where we discuss classic JRPGs chapter by chapter, beat by beat. This is Season 4. We are covering Suikoden 2. My name's Chris. I'm joined by Eric. Hi.
Hey, Chris.
Hi. We're also joined by the RealNet, a collective of patrons who are listening to us record live. Hello, RealNet. Thank you for your support, and thank you for being here with us tonight, and thank you for going to patreon.com/retroam more than once.
We're also joined by the FakeNet, our post-production AI companion who can stay on rhythm and bash to the beat and hi-fi rush.
Initializing FakeNet.
It's a game about killing all robots that aren't me.
That's a pretty cool game.
It's an awesome game.
I played the first level. I liked it a lot.
It's good.
I'm going to go back to it sometime.
I do like how they're like, stay on rhythm. I'm like, what rhythm? What are you talking about?
I have a hard time with that, but I did figure out, like, if I just kind of just frame it, tap the button when during the hits, it usually works out in my favor.
I play that game better when I close my eyes.
Oh, well, congratulations.
But yeah, it is funny that it is called just framing too when you're graded at the end.
Yeah,
like
I noticed that.
Lingo that we first heard in Tekken 4, like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Actually makes sense.
Since we're not going to talk about Clive anymore this episode, probably, because we don't have more Clive incident, I want to read one comment from John Doe real quick.
Okay, great. Get in the RealNet. Reverse, do the RealNet now.
Clive being a cop sucks, but I guess him loving guns so much was kind of a red flag.
That's right.
Yeah. Thanks, John Doe. Anyway, we are here at the border between the city-states of Joustin and the Toran Republic, and we have reached the border patrolman.
As foretold by the prophecy in the last episode, who is out front?
It's Varkas, who has lost his portrait.
No, I didn't know that all of our friends were going to be downgraded to portraitless fools.
Yes, it's unfortunate for the most part.
He says, hey, who are you? Where do you think you're going? Friedwide takes this one in the chest.
Mm-hmm.
He says, we're going on our way to the Toran Republic. Varkas introduces himself as Chief of Border Patrol and says this is a problem. He cannot allow outsiders to pass through. He does, however, ask us on what business we seek to enter Toran. Chris, remind me, who is Varkas? Was he the guy we tied to a pole?
We didn't tie him to a pole.
Craze's house?
We didn't tie him to a pole. We rescued him from being tied to a pole / crucified, depending on which game you played.
That's right, crucifixion.
And he had his
survivor of crucifixion.
Yes. So where's Sidonia? I think Sidonia disappeared in the epilogue last time. So
he literally disappeared.
Yeah. Like he was out. But I think this is one of the many epilogue situations where Varkas was becoming the head of the border patrol, and here he is.
Sheena parties out and literally tells Varkas to chill out. He says, this is Rio, the leader of the Fake Nuts army. He just needs to see my dad.
Just needs to see my dad, man.
I'm talking about dad. Varkas confirms he understands English, but says he can't let state citizens freely enter the Republic.
Yes.
Allow me to escort you to Gregminster, the capital of the Toran Republic. We get a choice.
We have not had time or budget to put the entire goddamn country in this video game.
I do think it's funny. Whenever you go back here, you have to get Varkas to walk you in.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds good to me, or I wouldn't like that.
I would like to sound good to me.
Varkas is like, follow me. Then he tells Sheena that President LaPont will want to meet him too. The doors slide open. We head inside too.
Gregminster Palace. The Tyr McDowell waiting room, or some waiting room.
It is the Tyr McDowell waiting room.
Yes.
Music, a song in praise of peace plays. And it is literally where we started the first game. I think
Yes.
it's a very deliberate decision.
It's very cool. And also, I note in the song, it is a variation of the main little jingle from the first game. Main theme, guitar version from the first game, it kind of evokes that little melody.
Same thing.
Quite a
you
bit.
can recognize it.
It's very beautiful and wonderful, harkening back to our days of battling old Barbarossa and the boys.
Days of yore, they call it.
Yes. We are told to please wait here.
I don't wait there.
Yeah. Freed says that being in the Scarlet Moon Empire, the Toran Republic makes me nervous.
He's aghast.
Yes. Sheena can't believe that his dad is making his own son wait like this.
Power move.
Freed then needs to go to the bathroom.
That's right, Chris. I understand that.
Is Freed a diarrhea character? Does he need to poop?
Is this are we keeping track of diarrhea characters across the podcast?
Yeah, there's only 2. Do you remember who they are?
Pierre.
Yeah, Pierre from Chrono Cross.
Somebody in Final Fantasy Ace takes shit.
Zone.
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 Right. Zone is a I think you need to have repeated documented cases of shitting your pants. This is the first one.
Pierre only had 1, Eric.
Yeah, but it was pivotal to the plot. Like, this is just like filling time.
Okay.
So first I found a lady who tee-hees at how dreamy Lord Allen,
Ooh, remember Alan? Old Alan and Grincell?
co-commander of the Republic Guard, is.
Mm-hmm.
A guy is in the same room as the messenger for Lord Kasum Hazel,
Yes.
who's protecting the northern border.
Yes.
An old man in the old Craze room tells me LaPonte's wife, Eileen, is a very kind person.
Yes.
And the layout of the castle, I think it's probably the same assets, right?
It feels a little shinier. A little.
Yeah. A little new. Well, no, the floors were really reflective in the first game.
Well, I guess it feels like there's a fresh coat of paint on it.
Like they've done a touch-up on it, the artist.
Mm-hmm.
In the actual Craze room, there's a bust of Tyr, and the lady here says, this room is devoted to the hero of the Liberation War, Lord Tickdle.
Yes, Lord Tyr for me.
I want to be like, that's not who that was.
No.
You know who that is. She also says after the war, he departed for parts unknown, which is where a lot of wrestlers are from.
Yes, that's true.
And there's a book in here. Did you get the book?
Yeah, it's an old book, volume 7.
Can't wait to read it, Chris.
Yeah, I got it all here.
An old man says a guy named Kanan was arrested for fraud right here in the capital city.
Didn't he do a lot of murder too?
He was Craze's buddy, right? Like
Yeah.
in that thing that we set on fire, that crucifixion. I don't remember what. I know I beheaded Craze in my game. You let him go. But I didn't know that we ever. This is like a wild pull for a follow-up.
He was there in the very end of the game when when all that was left was Uber's army. Like he was
really?
there.
He was
yeah,
there, one of those?
Yeah. I guess they arrested him shortly afterwards. By the way, if you inspect Tyr McDowell's clothes on the armor
They
stand,
framed his clothes.
yeah, his clothes are on the armor stand.
Didn't notice that.
It says "Heroes Clothes" in parentheses replica. So
okay.
he still has
He's
his
still
clothes.
wearing it, yeah.
He still got his clothes. He's not dead.
The guy in the weapons room says all this shit belongs to the Republican Army and that he can never get the weapons shiny enough for Kai, their martial arts instructor.
I'm glad Kai's doing well.
I do like how this is kind of the end of Animal House, like
Yeah.
bonus epilogue to all these people.
Yeah.
A lady in the middle of the large room says that Lord Grenseal is just so cool, so handsome. So like LaPonte's handymen are objects of adoration and fantasy.
Yes. Yes.
That's all I got for NPC. You talk to any other NPC?
There's a small room that has the Toran Republic census list on the bookshelf.
Cool. A guy in a storeroom gave me a copper hammer.
Yeah, that guy is guarding the wine, by the way. There's a bunch of wine here. This is the wine trade is booming in Gregminster, as we'll see later.
Drinking a bunch of Josh.
God damn it. Yeah, you're right. Okay, what do you want to do next? Go to the...
Story?
We enter the president's throne room.
Floors are still shiny.
It appears to be guarded by several lines of soldiers. 5
guards on one side, 4 on the other, and one guy in a yellow jacket up top.
I wrote Tesla ? And it is indeed Tesla. We'll find out later.
There's a gold and green strange collection of quadrilaterals that seem to qualify as a logo for the Toran Republic on the ground.
Sure.
All right.
Yeah, I don't recall seeing that, but yeah, you got a country, you got to have a flag or a logo, right? Also flanking the throne is Alan and Grincell, most likely.
1 in green, 1 in red.
Yeah. Fucking LaPonte now has a more defined jaw and a more defined scowl.
Red shade of hair.
His
Threatening mustache.
Yes, his mustache tells me that his name should actually be Gary. You know, a real Gary mustache.
Yeah.
Well met, Franz Army Leader Rio. As president, I welcome you to the Toran Republic. Now, what would you like to discuss? My choices are forging end state with you, or Now, I think the end state thing, I think they did a find replace situation here and was supposed to be an alliance, and they put the word
City-state.
Yeah, forging end state with you. Because I think the proper name of the city-state of Joustin is supposed to be like the Alliance of City-States of Joustin or something of that ilk.
I cannot imagine Like Final Fantasy VII gets shit on for this guy are sick.
Yeah.
And it's not a great localization, but it doesn't do shit like this all the time.
And it seems like in this game, it gets worse.
It gets so much worse at pivotal moments. It's like you're making your appeal to the president of the Toran Republic, and your choices are forging and state with you or
Yes.
This is your fucking pitch?
I tell him that I want to forge
did this affect you when you were 13 playing? Like, what the fuck?
I think the way that my brain reads, I digest things so quickly that I'm often like looking at an entire sentence and digesting the entire sentence, so I don't see my own typos or typos that other people make very see unless I read out loud.
Like a localization debuff.
Yeah, that's why I fucking mix my words up and like get shit and get like right now. Like right now, like things just are processing too quickly, faster than my mouth can say. And
well, thank God you don't host a podcast.
Yes, I know. Good thing we edit our podcast heavily. Woohoo! Anyway, I tell him I want to forge and state with him. He drops dots in honor of Humphrey, who is also here with me. He then goes on to say,
I wish that LaPont was like, oh, what's up, Humphrey?
Yeah, what's up, dog? Lord Rio, when this land was ruled by the Scarlet Moon Empire, we fought constantly with the city-state. Even after the Toran Republic was established, we battled the armies of Tinto and South Window, who invaded in an attempt to take advantage of our internal discord. You can get to our internal discord by going to patreon.com/retroam. And despite all this, you seek
to form and state among such long-standing enemies.
Yeah, so there was another skirmish that occurred in between the two games.
Okay. Fried Y responds with facts and logic. If Luca Blight succeeds in destroying the city-state, the Toran Republic will surely be his next target.
Yep.
LaPont concedes that this Luca fellow certainly does seem to have an unquenchable thirst for battle.
You're telling me, son.
Fried Y continues, a citizen of South Window, I fought against you with Lord Grandmire, and I'm like, Fried, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Naturally, it's hard for me to ask for your help, but Luca Blight seeks nothing less than the destruction of all the citizens of the city-state. I will do anything for the people of the South Window. He says
protect the South Window.
So please, I beg of you, please consider our request.
Now, before we go on, I think, isn't it interesting that, like, I think we might be deceiving LaPont here?
Because no one can talk properly?
Well, do you think that Luca Blight's plot here is to take revenge upon the city-state or revenge upon the world? Like, will he be satisfied once he's fed everybody to the beast?
I think the beast will always hunger.
Okay.
So I do think you can naturally bridge that once you're out of souls in the city-state, even though they're the filthy defilers or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I think you'll just bridge that feast to the next available border, which is this.
Bridge that beast feast?
Beastfeast.com.
Yes, well, I guess after we learn more about the beast, we can revisit that if it's relevant. LaPont fires more dots than says...
Also, I don't think Fried's capable of lying.
That's a good point. LaPont fires more dots than says, Lord Rio, why do you continue to fight?
3 choices.
Yeah?
To defeat Luca Blight, to put an end to this war, or I don't know.
I don't fucking know, dude. Like, they told me I was the leader.
Yeah. I told him I don't know because it's the closest to I have a podcast.
Yeah?
LaPont turns his back and hmms that. What'd you say?
I said to defeat Luca Blight.
What did he do?
He turned his back and said,
Damn it. Then he says, you are much like him, which is true because I am literally the same guy who piloted Tyr.
Yes.
I may be president of the Toran Republic, but there's a young man who should be sitting on this throne. He led tens of thousands of soldiers into battle and finally brought peace to our land. I see the same glimmer in your eyes that I did in his. You too represent the hopes and desires of all those who follow you.
Is the glimmer in your eyes thing comes up a lot? Like, I think maybe Tai-Ho recognized the glimmer in our eyes. Yeah, it's either that or it's the special boy destiny, but I think also it's like you just said, it's the same divine visitor in both bodies.
Like Not's blessing. Can I ask you a question more geared toward the 2023 mind frame?
Mm-hmm.
Is Rio selling himself exclusively on vibes?
Yeah, that's what...
Is that what an eye glimmer is?
That's what eye sparkles are.
Like a level, a top tier vibe?
Yeah, it's like, oh man, this guy, he can get it done. He's a guy.
Take my breath away.
LaPont turns to the side. He says, Tesla, how many men can we deploy immediately? Eric, do you remember what Tesla's job was? It's a great word, one of my favorite words.
Electioneer?
Scrivener,
that's right.
Tesla the Scrivener is a bit excited if it says, counting the Capitol Guards and the Border Patrol, about 5,000 men, sir. Then Mr. President wonders who will lead them. Alan says that
No Portrait Alan.
No Portrait Alan, by the way. Yeah, he's been stripped of that portrait. He says that General Valeria has come to Gregminster to report from Panu Yakuta Castle.
Hell yeah. Sick drop.
Grensill says that Kasumi, the Vice Chancellor of Rokkaku, is also in town for military training exercises. Either one would make a trustworthy leader for our army.
Mon says, get they asses in here. Comes back up, and Valeria, portrait character and exuding badass confidence,
Fucking Valeria.
saunters into the room. It's Valeria reporting as ordered. Kasumi, now
Fucking Kasumi.
fucking Kasumi, now with a short, fashionable 90s bob, rolls in too. You called for me, President LaPont? Both stand parallel to Allen and Grenseal behind LaPont. LaPont introduces Valeria as one of the Republic's 6 generals. Her skill with the sword is unrivaled. Valeria then steps forward and greets Rio. LaPont then introduces Kasumi as the Vice Chancellor of the hidden ninja town of Rokkaku. She says it's nice to meet me. LaPont says, I trust both these women with all of my heart. Then he asks which one we want to accompany us.
Is this where Sheena gets it from? He's making us pick between 2 ladies.
You know, I see that as a progressive measure because they're not sexualized immediately.
Yes.
And they're in positions of power within their respective villages.
Sheena will sexualize them later, though.
No, not later, now.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, you're right.
Sheena interrupts and says, damn, they're both hot. So what's
Oh.
it going to be? Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah.
Gross framing, Chris.
Yeah.
We get some choices. We can pick between either or ask to wait a minute. If you ask for a minute, Sheena hops in. And if he says, you want to see my secret notes? Did you do that?
No.
You can do that. And he just presents you with their stats page.
Oh, that's kind of neat.
Yeah.
Not that it matters. The stats in this game don't matter that much.
I mean, the strength, you know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's fun to look at to pretend you're doing this for real. So if I'm picking correctly here, we can pick Kasumi or Valeria, and are they a Star of Destiny?
Yes.
And you can get one and never the other, right?
Right.
I didn't know that going in. I thought, like, well, we'll just pick up the other one sometime.
Yeah. They're both separate Stars of Destiny, but there's another character that we will recruit later that will occupy the Star of Destiny of the one that did not join.
Nice.
So,
Consistency.
yeah.
So for the purposes of this podcast, Chris and I are going to pick different people.
Yes.
Not quite a Star Ocean situation, but it's close enough.
Yeah. The guide suggests that you pick Kasumi because it gives you earlier access to Rokkaku, and which gives you earlier access to having 80 characters, which lets you recruit a lot more people quicker.
Also, Kasumi Ninja, Grey Jaguar game if we established.
Yes, true. But
terrible.
but you took Kasumi, right?
Right.
Right.
And I took Valeria.
Kasumi joined the group.
Bing bong.
Are they official Destinied up now?
Yeah.
Right. Tell me all about Kasumi.
Kasumi is the Chikyu star, the intelligent star.
Wasn't she doing like weird shit with Kryn in the last game toward the end of it? Like they were doing japes and hijinks
I
and
forgot about Kryn. Jesus Christ. Yeah, he was being creepy and weird.
yeah.
He had a sense about maybe the
He should have been locked up,
Sanchez situation. Maybe I don't remember.
The Sanchez situation is my chiptune Suikoden 2 cover band.
Yeah. Her weapon's the claws. The Sakura, the big Sakura, the Max Sakura.
Like Vega should.
Yeah, I think in the first game she threw shurikens, but whatever. She comes with the Shrike rune, which I think that does the Izumi drop thing. She can participate in the ninja attack or the beauty attack.
Ninjas penetrate the dome.
Ninjas penetrate the dome.
Yes. In war battles, she's an archer unit general with 6 attack and 6 defense. She has the ability to scout. Her wounded quote is, "Sorry, I can't fight anymore," and her death quote is, "No, Lord Tigdal," or McDall, or Tyr, whatever you picked. Investigation. Secret number 1, Kasumi, age 19, from Rokkaku. Secret number 2, with Kasumi in your unit, you can find out your chance of a successful attack against a unit by using her scout ability. Secret number 3, looks like she was born and raised in Rokkaku like other ninjas. Maybe that's why she knows so little about the outside world.
Yeah, maybe.
Secret number 4, once in a while she heads for Banner Village. I wonder if she's got a boyfriend there.
Ugh.
There is a kind of a later, I don't know if it's in this or in the guidance or something, but she's got a thing for Lord Tigdal, which might be from the novels or something. I don't know. Suggestion box. Forgive me, Lord Rio. I cannot tell you why, but I must go to Banner Village sometime soon.
There are novels?
Yeah, they're right behind you. Under the bouncer. Right there under the bouncer. They're in Japanese. Can't read them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's novels for both.
Information I purged. Sorry.
There's also a bunch of short stories, which I'm going to have information on sometime soon. Cook-off introduction. This cute little ninja has a taste for Japanese food. It's Kasumi. Her name means haze in Japanese, by the way. I don't know if you knew that or not. So
R.I.P. Free Radical.
I picked Valeria. LaPont says, Luca Blight's presence is a serious threat to the Toran Republic. I'm counting on you, Valeria. Valeria is all in. She asked Rio to accept her help. Valeria joined the group. Valeria is the Tensio Star, the Wounded Star. Her weapon is the Sword, the Star Sword, the 7-star sword, the Conqueror Star Sword. She comes pre-equipped with the Falcon Rune, which does a strong physical attack, damage kind of thing based on your
Falcon
HP.
Punch.
Yep.
Falcon Punch!
Her unite attack is the Rival Attack with Anita, who we'll talk to later with her. In war battles, she is an infantry unit with 8 attack and 8 defense. With the cavalry skill, her wounded quote is, ugh, I made it this far. Her death quote is, I have no regrets.
I hope that's my death quote.
I have no regrets. Investigation of Valeria, age 29, from the Toran Republic. She's one of the 6 great generals of the Toran Republic, by the way.
Didn't she get locked up in the elf jail with us?
Yeah, because she was betraying the Imperial Army because they were going to do the genocide.
Right.
And she was from the forest area. Secret number 2, she studied swordsmanship for 3 years from a famous swordmaster in the Southlands. After that, she went back to the Scarlet Moon Empire, but her mind is still only on her swordsmanship. Secret number 3, she got her Falcon Rune from her swordmaster. It must be some kind of proof of her rank, I guess. Secret number 4, she was born in a poor village and worked hard to get where she is. Her village was burned to the ground while she was away, and all her childhood friends were killed. Goddamn.
Usually a villain origin story.
Cook-off introduction. This woman wields a swift sword. Is it true she likes her food Toran style? Question mark. It's Valeria!
Lapont then asks us to accept a symbol of the friendship between our 2 armies.
Yeah.
He walks over to Tesla, retrieves something, then comes back and hands Rio one of the treasures of the Toran Republic. The blinking mirror.
Hell yeah.
It was used in our war for independence, but now I suspect that you have more need of it than we do. He then explains what it does. Castle warp.
Yep.
In the absence of its rightful owner, I respectfully loan it to the Fake Nuts army in your care.
I assume that the rightful owner is Mr. Tikdal.
Yeah, and I do like how they're being cryptic about where in the exact hell he is.
Yeah.
What he's been doing. And like to me, before I know what happens later, it's like, oh, they're just making a reference to him. They don't want to blend the 2 games together.
Yeah.
This is its own story. Sheena wishes us luck, then says, he's going to stay here. Quote, I'm out of money, and besides, I just hate fighting. Lapont then walks up and gets in his son's face. I like this whole thing's diplomatic until now.
Yeah.
I can feel a redemption arc coming, Chris. He drags Sheena over by his ear, then says, I have a request for you, Lord Rio. Take my idiot son with you. He's not worth much, but maybe you can make a man out of him. Chris, is this toxic or positive? Or clean?
I think it's a mixture. Like, I think
I'm a bad father. You be his father.
Yeah, like that's the toxic part, but also like sometimes recognizing that your son needs to get away from your ass.
You need structure.
Yes. Structure in the fucking Fake Nuts army.
Sheena can't believe this shit. Lapon tries to make him a believer in this shit. Fool. I sent you into the world on a training mission, but you just frittered your time and money away. I don't see frittered used nearly enough.
No, frittered is a good word.
Learn from Lord Rio's example and end your childish behavior, and don't come back until you do. And when he said learn from me, I was like, does he know I've been trying to recruit a squirrel on my team for like 3 hours?
Yeah.
This is the real reason Lapont is doing any of this. Sheena joins the group.
Hello, Sheena. Sheena's back for another round of Suikoden. Sheena is the Chime star, the clear star. Let's see, his weapon, of course, is the Korinji 2, or the Korinji 3. Secret number 1, Sheena, age 19, from Kuon, the Toran Republic. Eternal Flow plays. Note, son of President Lapont. Secret number 2, it looks like his womanizing has caused a lot of embarrassment for President Lapont too, but he'll never be able to change his ways as long as he lives.
Who's the most embarrassing presidential son or relative you can think of?
It's got to be Hunter Biden, right?
Yeah, before Hunter, I would have said Roger Clinton, but Hunter Biden's up there.
I don't even know who Roger Clinton is.
Bill Clinton's brother that like did
Oh,
fucked up
brother.
shit.
Okay, his
His
brother.
name was Roger, wasn't
I thought you said relative.
it? Yeah.
Okay. I
You
thought
interpreted his son.
Yeah. Secret number 3, it sounds like President Lapont was quite a playboy in his youth as well. That's why it's hard for him to be too tough on Sheena. Secret number 4,
Is that true?
I don't know if we have much on Lapont's backstory. I mean, you've seen his He-Man chest.
Yeah.
Secret number 4, Sheena has a soft spot for his mother, Eileen. I bet she really spoiled him when he was a kid. I don't know where this comes from, but
The computer.
the trivia section says Sheena is rumored to be the husband of Apple, whom she was briefly married, but divorced after he had an affair.
Like that lines up other than the marriage thing.
Yeah,
Like I can see them dating because they're a
Yes.
similar age and, you know, he's an important person's son. Apple likes diplomacy.
Apple studied with Matthew in Matthewstown. Seika and Kuon were pretty close to each other, you know?
It makes sense from a diplomatic point of view.
Yeah. Suggestion box. Hey, let's get some more cute girls to join our army.
He's going to, like, have a trip and fall off one of those towers.
Did Apple say something to you about me? Tell me if you hear anything, okay? Is Leona single? Let me know if you know anything.
Out of your league.
Yeah, Leona's way out of Sheena's league. Cook-off introduction. This pampered poodle from the Toran Republic is hard to please. It's Sheena.
Pampered poodle?
Yeah. Yeah, That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing.
Kasumi joins my party, and LaPont tells his son to get the hell out of here.
Mm-hmm.
Outside Gregminster, there's birds chirping. Kasumi's like, yo, thanks, Vargas. We got it from here. Oh, shit. If we talk to Vargas, we can go back to Gregminster.
Yeah, let's do it.
And walk around.
Yeah, I want to do it.
Gregminster music, the even more glorious, beautiful golden city plays.
Oh, I have beautiful golden capital. Even more glorious, beautiful golden capital.
Chris, let's talk to some NPCs.
Oh, how'd you feel to be back here? It felt kind of neat.
It was great.
It's
all shinier.
Yeah.
It's all like I remember. It's like the same geography, but like a little bit touched up, a little bit nicer.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. First lady I talked to says the Toran Republic was founded 3 years ago. It was tough, but look at us now.
Yeah. It's been a tough 3 years.
I saw an interesting character wandering around with her portrait. Lorelai?
Fucking Lorelai's here.
Yeah. Good afternoon. Oh, you're the boy who came to see President LaPont. Rio, right? We get a choice. Yes, will you come with us? Or, I guess so.
Yeah.
Ask her to come. She's like, join the Fake Nuts army? But are you going to win? She looks me over from all sides and says, fine. Rumors tell of Sindar ruins near the city of Muse. And the goddess of victory does indeed seem to be smiling down on you. Lorelai joined the group. She knows the way, like my dragon, to the castle.
I like how she sized up Rio the same way she did Tyr McDowell.
Does she do like a friends count or a strength count?
I think it is a friends count, yes, in this game.
I understand people follow you. Chris, tell me about all the ways to get Lorelai as you tell me about Lorelai.
Lorelai is the Chikatsu star, the Eminent star. In combat, she's got a weapon, Eric. It's called a scythe. The Tower, the Death, the Judgment. Those are all tarot cards. Oh, you know who had that? You know who had that same scythe? According to this wiki and my memory,
Cybot.
Noob Cybot.
the fucking head head cutting guy, Kirk from the first game.
Right, yeah, Kirk the farmer.
She took his fucking scythe.
This isn't for plowing the field. This is for killing the people.
I'd rather have Kirk. She comes with a drain rune attached to her right hand. She has a unite attack called the Beauty Attack. Also a participant of the True Beauty Attack with Rina, Karen, and Kasumi. I believe Karen.
So if you don't have Kasumi, you never get that.
I guess, yeah, apparently so. Oh, it's any combination of the three, so.
Oh, okay.
In war battles, she's a support unit that provides 0 attack and 2 defense. Her wounded quote is, it can't be the end. Her death quote is, why must my journey end here? Secret number 1, Lorelai, age 28. She's from the Queendom of Falena.
Queendom.
The Queendom of Falena.
This is the first time in my life I've heard the word queendom. Am I under-knowledged on fantasy fiction?
I don't think I've ever heard either. It's better than a knightdom.
Yeah.
Also, the Queendom of Falena, that's where Suikoden 5 takes place.
How about that?
She's in that game too. Secret number 2, basically she's searching for the secrets of the Sindar, but 3 years ago she took part in the Toran Liberation War. I heard she's only interested in strong men. Secret number 3, the Sindar are a mysterious tribe that came from the north that left ruins in every land they visited. They finally went south and just disappeared.
Global polluters.
Secret number 4, she's got lots of rivals trying to solve the riddle of the Sindar before her. Let me tell you though, she's crushed more than a few competitors in her lifetime. Suggestion box. Tell me if you found any new clues about the Sindar. Don't tell, you know who.
Who?
Another character we don't have yet.
Okay.
Cook-off introduction. Oh, lovely Lady Wanderer. What is that awaits you when you reach your destination?
What the fuck?
It's Lorelai.
I bought tomato seeds from a guy. A wandering child says they're only able to live peacefully because of Lord Tickle, the hero who saved us when he was just a boy. Some old lady says General Teo's son has grown up to be a fine, fine young man. Chris, by the fountain, the birds still scatter when I walk by.
Yeah, I will have to go back to the castle and tell Shy that we finally found some real pigeons.
That's right.
Are they pigeons? Or
pigeons?
doves?
There's pigeons.
Okay.
Old man on a bench says this beautiful city Gregminster was built by the last emperor, Barbarossa. An NPC on the top right says, oh, that darn Lot. She's lost to meet Lottie? She's lost Mina again. Sigh, now I've got to find her. And that's all before I went into houses and buildings. You see anything else?
Houses time.
Went to Tyr's house, which is also Teo's house.
Yes, the lovingly crafted McDoll house is what I called it.
Who lives here?
Well, It looks like everybody else still lives here because Pawn's room is still there.
Yes.
And at the foot of his bed, there's some dumbbells. I read his diary.
Uh-oh.
It says, today's menu, salmon mineiro.
Oh, that word again.
Yeah. Fresh salad, roast beef, almond jelly, and inari sushi. Also, his headband is hanging on a post in the wall. On the wall, excuse me. There's a portrait in his room that you can't inspect, but you can kind of see it.
Yeah.
It's of food.
Okay, framed food.
Yes.
I have a framed food portrait in my house.
You do? What kind of food?
Cutie oranges.
Cool, I like those things.
Yeah, my grandmother painted it.
Oh, cool. Thanks, Grandma. Also, in the room adjacent to Pawn's room is Cleo's room, and she's home. She's here.
Yeah, Cleo's here. No portrait.
The best character in Suikoden 1 has been stripped of her portrait. She welcomes me and asks if I am the Rio that President LaPont mentioned. Try to read her diary. It's fucking locked.
Again.
I can't do it.
Bottom left room has petunias in it. Bottom right room has a book called World Cuisine and 101 Luscious Stews. That's got to be Gremio's room, right?
Stew's a waste. It's like soup, but even worse.
It also appears that Gremio has a shit bucket next to his bed.
Good.
So,
that's great.
They don't have plumbing yet. The kitchen has a barrel packed with vegetables. Stew is boiling in here. It smells delicious. There's also a pot full of cooking wine and a pile of firewood. Upstairs, in Ted's room, there's a locked drawer. There's a portrait on the wall, Eric. What's the portrait of?
Ted.
It's Ted. Portrait of himself. Did they hang
I'm glad they left this up.
a picture of Ted to commemorate Ted after he died? Or did Ted have a picture of Ted there?
I have long loved the idea of having a framed picture of myself. When people buy houses and get new places to live, I give my friends a framed 8x10 of myself.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite things to do to people, and some people, it just creeps them out.
Yeah.
But what I want to do is actually screenshot both these games in the same position and see if it's just an overlay reuse of assets.
I think...
Because Ted's never mentioned, right?
Right.
So I don't
know. I think that it's much more. This house is much more detailed than it was in the first game.
You think so?
All the dumbbells and the shit.
Oh,
on
the dumbbells,
wall
sure, yeah.
is all more hi-fi.
But do you think? I don't know. I don't know if they just added stuff and just left everything. I don't know.
There is something on the cutting room floor too. Because if you go to the top, we'll go there in a little bit.
You mean literally tcrf.com?
Yes.
Okay.
There is. You can kind of see the outside of Milich's house.
Yeah.
And when they yank the assets from the game, built in 4 quadrants, and the upper right quadrant is not in the game because you can't go through the gates and you can't go in the house. Feels like they did a lot to kind of bring this to life.
I mean, it's just it doesn't lessen or diminish the game. I'm just as a how things are built type interest.
Oh yeah,
I was
sure.
curious.
Yeah. There's also a barrel full of whiskey in the hallway.
Hell yeah, whole barrel of it. Nice.
Yeah, whole barrel. And then that big old dining room is there as well. And there's many grand suits of armor in there, but nothing else. It was nice to be here. I wish the main theme would have played when we went here, though.
Yeah,
that would have been cool.
That acoustic guitar. Next on to the inn.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome to Marie's Inn.
Yeah.
Even Lord Ticktle has spent the night here. We're quite a historical hotel.
Yeah.
And I wish, if you had Victor with you, if he would just go pay his tab.
That would be awesome.
Marie is named but has no portrait. She's in the bottom left. She welcomes me. Sarah, named but no portrait, in a room on the second floor.
Yeah.
She says, "What's up? See something strange? You're Rio, right? I heard you're here to see President LaPont." Oh, I heard it from one of Marie's hostesses. So another child leads an army into battle. It's ironic, isn't it? Here, take this. It used to belong to a fool.
Cyclone rune?
Chris, who's the fool?
I have a theory about this. I actually thought about this today. Who's the biggest fool that you can think of that would have a cyclone rune in the first game?
I Googled, it was Sidonia, I thought, but then I Googled who in the first game came with a cyclone rune, so I cheated. Who are you thinking of?
I was thinking of Luke. He comes with the wind rune, but ultimately he's associated with wind magic.
So you think it would be him?
Yeah.
They took it off him?
Yeah.
Crowley was the one person who wore one by default.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
But for some reason, I figured Sidonia, Cyclonia, Sidonia, spin around, disappear.
There's also a winger in the room up here.
Yeah, there's a winger. They're just putting wingers away from their winger haven, wingdom.
It's weird.
They point out that there are humans, kobolds, and dwarves in the Toran Republic, almost like our own Two River.
Mm-hmm. Back in the kitchen here, there's a tasty looking hamburger in the simmering pot.
Ooh.
The cook tells us that there is a sea to the east of here, or that's where they get all their fish. Thanks, cook, I guess.
Cookfish.
Where would you like to go next, Eric?
Trading post?
Trading post. This place has got giant baskets full of hot peppers on the ground.
I've been getting really into hot peppers. Not hot peppers, just regular ass grocery store peppers recently. Yeah. And I can appreciate some peppers.
Peppers are good.
Have them every day. Gordon, portrait character, works here.
Mm-hmm.
He says this place is Gordon's mercantile, and he immediately asks if I want to talk to him about something. Second, say, I've come to trade, or please join us.
Please join us.
Please join us at patreon.com/retroam.
I asked to join us, and he's like, join, what? Explain yourself. I do that, and Gordon says, I've been thinking about leaving this shit to my son and opening a new one. The shop to my son and opening a new one. And I heard that Shu, the famous trader, is in Jouston. I'd be happy to set up shop with you, but first I'd like to see what kind of business sense you've got. If you can make 50,000 potch by trading alone, I'll happily join you. And this, design-wise, is supposed to give you a reward for trading items at the trading post.
Yes.
Which is like, it's one of the more underbaked, like, optional things of this game is utilizing the trading posts in most cities.
Yeah.
To buy low, sell high, all that shit.
Yeah.
But if you're like us and it's 22 years after the game came out, you can game this.
Yeah, you can. And the real unfortunate thing about the way the entire trading system is designed in this game is that the items don't stack on each other. So I can't buy like 15 mayonnaise, and it makes it really hard to really even want to engage with this because of the inventory system.
Yes, because the inventory, mine is always loaded with shit no matter what. Even back to the storm, I'm full.
Yeah.
Like I had to start pulling people I never use and attaching runes to them just to get rid of them. So what we did, by the way, was take those Celadon Urns that I earned from the rope climbing games. And the first offer is only 7,000 potch, but I reload my save and get one for 30,000.
I got one.
Each urn.
Yeah, I did as well, but I only had one Celadon Urn, so I had to go earn the rest myself.
Earn
the rest of myself. I did this later, but we'll talk about it now. Like after I left here, I got in on the candles and mayonnaise and crystal ball trade.
Oh hell yeah, it's a good trade.
From Forest Village to Cobalt Village because they like the shiny things in Cobalt Village. And I got after getting a few crystal balls for pretty cheap, I was able to make some pretty good money. So I went back and then spoke with him.
I used to have fantasies of traveling back in time and like offering a king like hot sauce.
Yeah.
Shit like that, like this is going to blow your fucking mind, man.
Yeah.
So he did that, and he says, welcome, Lord Rio. The day has finally come. You have incredible business sense. It's time for me to leave this shop to my son. Coates! Coates! Coates is named but not portraited. He runs up, and Gordon says, I'm going with Lord Rio. I leave Gordon's mercantile to you, my son.
Oh.
Don't disgrace the family name. Coates responds, of course, father.
Yeah, he's a good son.
Chris, tell me all about Gordon.
Gordon joins. Gordon from Suikoden 2 is the Chico star, the dog star.
I wish Chaco was the Chico star.
But it's the dog star. It should be Ridley or Gengen.
This is true. This is also true.
He, of course, will open up a trading post to assist our merchants row there in our castle, and you can, trade there. The one interesting thing about the trading post that he opens up in the castle is that there are like 7 or 8 NPCs in there that all give you good tips on how to make more money if you need to do so.
The castle is a font of knowledge.
Yes. Gordon, age 38. He's from Rockland.
All right.
Rockland
Play
place.
that song.
Yeah. Secret number 2, I found one of his secret trade memos. Flutes to Forest Village, deer antlers from Forest Village. Secret number 3, secret memo 2. Furs to South Window, deer antlers from Rokkaku, soy sauce from Rokkaku, wine from Gregminster. Secret memo number 3, holly berries to Crom, pearls from Rockaxe, peeing boy to Rockaxe.
Piss boy with Halle Berry.
They love piss boys in Rockaxe, man. Flutes to Rockaxe, holly berries to Rockaxe.
Hey, quick refresher. Wasn't there a Clive grave thing in Rockland that was relevant for this game?
It was like a fake grave. Like Elsa was trying to fake her death.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and so when you took Clive there towards the end of the game, he would know that.
Seems like not like a coincidental seed like Joustin. That seems like a real seed they planted.
Oh, yeah. I do think there were some things that they planned because they probably had some backstories written out for some of the characters that they couldn't get into the game. Cook-off introduction. This trader from Gregminster likes hot, spicy food. His name is Gordon.
Last place I visited was Milish's house. The gate's closed, and it is entwined with roses.
Yes, you inspected the item. Congratulations.
This is maybe the first time I actually inspected. There's a little kid out front. He says, this house is the house of the flower general, Lord Milich. He's not in Gregminster right now, but he's such a dreamy person. Chris, I ask you, what if I'd killed Milich? Does this game respect who you beheaded? Or is there like a canon, like Liu Kang always won the first Mortal
I'm not
Kombat?
actually sure about that. Anything else? I got a couple more houses.
No, please. That's
Oh,
all I
you
got.
didn't go to Sonya Shulen's house?
I don't respect that house or acknowledge. Honestly, I probably still haven't found it.
Oh, it's big.
I didn't find it in the last game, period.
Oh, it's just right above the McDowell house. Sonya's house, the maid here says they never know when Lady Sonya might be back, so they always keep her house spick and span.
I have Sonya house blindness.
Yeah, sure. In here, she has some white roses, a barrel packed with vegetables on a table, and boiling stew. Also, you can read her diary.
She was doing Tyr's father, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Returning here from Shasaraza
Yep.
was agonizing. Of course, I realize memories weren't put on this earth just to comfort us, but... ...
We're putting memories on Earth. I'm experiencing things on Earth I just said Earth and remembering them.
Yeah.
They're not put here. You're not artificially implanting ideas in my think brain.
That's not what Sonya thinks. Also, there's
Medieval peasants, Chris.
There's a portrait above her bed.
Who is it? Is it Tio? Is it Tio?
Yes.
Fuck yeah, dude.
There's a large NPC house in the middle of the town. Did you go in there?
Nope. Coates live there?
No, a boy says that when he grows up, he's going to join the Republican Army and work for the 6 generals. Do you know who the 6 generals are, Eric? You want to guess them?
Are there any returning generals? Like, is Kasum Hazel a general?
Yes, there are. Yes, they're all stars of destinies, and in some of them are generals from
Quanda Roseman,
Ding,
Kasum Hazel,
Ding,
Valeria,
Ding,
Sophia,
Sonya.
I have Sonya blindness. I'm sorry.
Sonya Shulen. Yeah, there's 2 more. These are kind of off the wall.
Who did we lock up? Was that Sonya?
Yeah.
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 Okay, I can't believe we elevated back here to a position of responsibility. Kryn.
Nope. Sorry.
Templeton.
Nope.
No, I have no idea.
Master Kai.
Oh yeah, Kai. Well, I thought Kai was just arms master.
Yeah, I did too. And the last one's really off the wall. Camille.
Oh yeah, the person that we never paid back. That's she got as her position is now a general. Nice.
The girl in here says that the stew smells great. A person named Gremio taught her how to make it.
Hell yeah. Again, what if Gremio never came back, right?
Well, I do know that he won't be in the game if he didn't come back.
Okay.
If you didn't get a perfect game.
And I guess Gremio could have taught her the recipe if he didn't resurrect her.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that line of dialogue, but there are other things that it will impact. The man says that President LaPont is a wonderful leader. He has a strong will and actually listens to our problems. There's also a barrel full of milk in here, which seems unsanitary.
I'm not sure if listening to your problems is the asset you think it is. You want someone to act on those.
Mm-hmm. Such as this barrel of milk in my house.
That's right.
Somebody come get
this shit out.
Even larger NPC house.
Domestic abuse. I'm sorry.
A happy family lives here, although the little girl says she preferred her quiet house in Seika.
I don't know why I didn't go in these houses. Yeah, usually I don't know how I'm... Did I leave a page out of my...
The dad says they made a lot of money on the black market during the war.
Jesus.
Now he can afford to live in a grand house. There's also a duplex here. There's an old lady who says, ho, 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 ho. There's a name for the ho, ho, ho. I found it on tvtropes.com.
What's it called?
The noblewoman's laugh. And says that she's glad that the bottles didn't break along the way.
Doesn't Chun-Li do that? Is she noble?
I think that's a little bit of a different ho, ho. You remember when the nanny put her hand over her mouth and went, ho, ho,
yeah, isn't that what Chun-Li does?
Hers is more of a celebratory thing. Do you want me to have FakeNet read the entire entry on the noblewoman's?
Yes, I would like that.
FakeNet.
Initializing FakeNet.
The noblewoman's laugh is a stereotyped laugh used by women from aristocratic Japanese families representing a high-pitched, somewhat artificial form of refined feminine laughter. It's typically associated with haughty, stuck-up women. These characters are most likely to exhibit this laugh in moments of arrogance or when contemplating how they'll humiliate their enemies. No matter what, the noblewoman's laugh is almost always the mark of a bitch.
The old man says his house has been abandoned since the Liberation War, so they got it cheap. There's also a slightly dilapidated crate in here. Armor shop, bought some stuff. Rune shop, got a Mother Earth crystal there and the rare finds. Welcome to Mother Earth. There's a small house, it's just full of wine. It's where Gordon keeps his wine.
Right, isn't that attached to Gordon's shop?
It's right behind it, yeah. The guy says that someone will steal it if he takes his eyes off of it. Oh, also, there's a house just at the northern part of the thing. It's Lottie's house.
Okay,
she's in there.
Saw a reference to her earlier.
With no portrait. She's calling for Mina. She can't find Mina, but she does have another cat named Momo in here.
Great.
Also,
from Zeno Saga.
She has a cabinet full of magic implements and a book called The ABCs of Cat Rearing.
I've read a bunch of books in magazines on cats, and I'm like, none of this shit's true. You all don't know what's in those things' brains.
Want to go back to Banner Village real quick?
Well, I went to Rokkaku Hamlet.
Oh, want to go to Rokkaku Hamlet real quick? I don't have any of this yet because I can't get in there because I don't have Kasumi.
Well, Chris, take a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Sasuke, a portrait ninja, says, a spy! And then music, the secret village the ninja plays. Fade to white, and I'm like, oh, not this shit again. We're back in the shack with Hanzo asking the exact same questions. But now, Kasumi parties out and says, "I've missed you, Lord Hanzo." Sasuke jumps and says Kasumi's name. Hanzo asks her if she's supposed to be with President LaPont. Kasumi explains all of this shit. Kasumi goes on to say Highland is powerful, and she asks Hanzo to lend Rokkaku's assistance as well. Hanzo, though, hits her with the dots, then says, "Kasumi, are you here on LaPont's orders?" She replies, "No, sir. But I firmly believe that helping the Fake Nuts army will aid Rokkaku as well. This is my decision as Vice Chancellor of Rokkaku. Please, Lord Hanzo." Hanzo hums it, then looks Ryo over. Quote, "That glitter in his eyes, it brings back memories. Mondo, Sasuke, I want you to go with Kasumi and join Lord Ryo's fight." Mondo yes sirs that and joins the group. Says, "Hey, I bet you're happy to be back with Kasumi again, eh, Sasuke?" Sasuke, though, gets anime embarrassed, saying, "What? What's that supposed to mean? I'm not, shut up." Sasuke then turns invisible, and Mondo asks if I saw his boy blush. Kasumi wonders if she did something to upset him. Mondo says not to worry about it. Sasuke's always like this. Horny, but unsure of what to do with it. I made that last part up.
Okay.
Mondo then heads over to the castle, disappearing as well. I find Sasuke outside. He says, what? Kasumi asks what's wrong. He says, "If there's something you don't like, tell me, and I'll try to be more careful," to what Kasumi says. Mm-hmm. Sasuke replies, saying it has nothing to do with Kasumi. She asks why he's so angry about it, and Sasuke turns to face her and he says, "Well, that's, you see, okay, fine, I'll go with you, but only because Hanzo ordered it. It's nothing to do with you. Kasumi thanks him, and then Sasuke joins as well. Chris, tell me about our newest recruits.
Sasuke is the Chikyo star, the star of ambition.
He has a crush on Kasumi,
Yeah,
but
by
he's
the
afraid
way,
to express it.
If you don't take Kasumi from LaPont, then you cannot get in here until you have 100 stars of destiny.
Quite a few stars.
Yes. Sasuke's weapon is the shurikens, the comet, the blue comet, or the fiery blue comet.
And you will tell us how that plays out later on, right?
Yes. The runes, comes with the killer rune. He can participate in the pretty boy attack. There's no ninja attack? I thought there was a ninja attack. Oh well. Investigation, Sasuke, age 13.
God damn it.
Yeah.
So it's a little kid crush. It's not an honest teenager crush.
Mm-hmm. He is from Rokkaku Hamlet. Secret number 2, he used to be very close to Kasumi of Rokkaku, but he avoids her now. Well, that's how it is between men and women sometimes. It's a child. Secret number 3, he says that he only came here because he was ordered by Hanzo, but the truth is he likes being out in the real world. No suggestions. Cook-off introduction. The boy ninja from the village of Rokkaku. He won't admit it, but his weak spot is chocolate. It's Sasuke.
Sounds like me, Chris.
Your weak spot's chocolate?
I devour almost anything chocolate.
I love chocolate too.
Uncontrollably.
Chocolate's great. I had 3 Whoppers tonight.
Just 3?
The little Halloween.
I'll get the Halloween package. Yeah. The 3-pack, if you will.
Yes.
If I eat too many of those, my tongue starts to hurt.
That's true. Yeah. 3 is a good amount. Just if you need to satisfy some chocolate cravings. Anyway, Mondo. By the way, Mondo looks hard as fuck.
Yeah. Great name too.
Yeah. Mondo Hardo.
Monster Hard-On. Go ahead.
Yes. Mondo is the Chikyo star, the wild star. His weapon is the claw, the dark claw, or the tooth and claw.
Ew, is that like a claw with tooth technology?
Shit if I know. He's got the Mayfly rune on his head. It's unique to Mondo, which allows him to attack a row of enemies with normal damage. It's pretty good. Secret number 1. Mondo, age 35, from Rokkaku. Secret number 2. People say he used to practice special attacks a lot with Kasumi. Secret number 3. Every morning he wraps a long cloth around his waist and runs around in circles.
I do that.
Is this some kind of training? Secret number 4. He was planting some strange seeds in the courtyard and flying around. Is that some kind of training too? This guy's weird. Suggestion box. I miss my futon. I just can't get used to these beds of yours. I'd appreciate it if you could do something about it. Cook-off introduction. From the village of Rokkaku, he's a master ninja who's starting to feel his age. It's Mondo. But what does he like to eat?
Chris, I have 5 NPCs to tell you about in this village. There's a guy meditating on the roof with a cat, but I can't talk to him.
Oh.
One lady here says, even the path of the ninja begins with but a single step. Some guy gives me a blinking rune. That's nice.
Oh, I thought only Vicky had those.
No, I've got one now. I bought a piglet from another guy at a trading post for 3,000 potch. And finally, a lady in an NPC house says this place was burnt to the ground 3 years ago. Really? Oh, maybe that was during the... Well, that would have to be during the Liberation War, yeah. Is that all? Yes.
Well, when I go to Rokkaku, I'll let you know what you missed.
Excellent. Thank you. We go to Banner Village real quick.
Yeah, let's go to Banner Village just to wrap this part up.
Distant Skies plays.
Yes.
We walk in to find Ridley and Apple. Apple jumps at seeing Kasumi, asking if it's really her. It's been a long time. I'll do my best to be of service, Kasumi replies.
It's about the exact same thing with Valeria.
I was going to say, it's almost the same dialogue, probably. Apple says she'll do her best, too. Ridley, though, gets down to business. Lord Rio, the Highland army is approaching. Luca Blight must be back. Let's hurry to housefuck. Sheena says they don't have a second to spare. But why?
Who knows? Maybe we'll find out on the next episode.
Right. It's funny we don't have a second to spare, but the next episode starts off with another recruiting trip. So.
Yeah. Actually, the first thing I have in my notes is we're going to read an old book.
That's right.
So
tons of time here, Chris.
We have plenty of seconds to spare, but we don't have any seconds to spare to access the real net.
Initializing real net.
Shoes immediacy is horseshit.
Yeah. You got it. Yeah. Like balancing the recruiting with the immediacy of the plot is difficult for this game.
I mean, it's difficult for every RPG, right?
Yeah.
It's a meteor headed toward the planet.
Eric Van says that the Toran Republic Border Patrol is so good that Vicky can't even teleport through it. I know, right?
There's some other places later that if a place is still primarily occupied by like Coronet, Vicky won't teleport you there.
Yeah, it's the same with Rodot later. That's why I missed Celadon, because Rodot was occupied. I can get him later, though. John Doe says, new Patreon exclusive miniseries, Plot Pivotal Pants Pooping.
Yeah. Collect them all.
Eric Van says, who gets to vote in the Toran Republic?
It's a great question.
Mr. Slyke says, wealthy landowners.
Do you own a house here? Congratulations, your vote counts.
That's pretty funny.
Oh, what? All of our generals happen to own the houses?
Yeah.
Weird.
Yeah. Mr. Slyke says Belushi was victor all the way.
I can see that.
Yeah.
It's just a bear of a man and pig.
Man pig.
Doing speedballs in the Sorry.
John Doe says Kasumi owns. Always pick Kasumi Ninja. Well, I say that, but also Valeria owns. Yeah, it is actually kind of a tough choice because they're both really good characters from the first game that have like just enough backstory to make them interesting.
I would think Valeria would be the stronger military presence, though. But then again, Kasumi has like a whole village of people that she's into.
Yeah, I mean, you gotta have ninjas, right? I mean, especially if you don't have the numbers, you need the ninjas.
Only ninjas can penetrate the dome.
Ninjas penetrate the dome.
That's what they say. I have Airwolf says there's some very light Kasumi romance stuff in Suikoden 1.
With who? Surely we talked about that, right?
Lord Tickdal, like some just
like a crush type thing?
Yeah, some implications of some things that she says. I have Airwolf says that she's sort of like the Eiley of that game, but there's a lot less of it in terms of. Kurogani points out that we should have said the fucking blinking mirror.
Yeah, that's true. Wait, that should it's enough of a utility.
Yeah, I didn't really do it for Alan Grinsell, Tesla, LaPont, or any of those things. Maybe I'll have to put that in post.
I think if they're non-portraited, I don't think you're obligated.
So I need to add a fucking LaPont then.
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Okay.
But not for Sarah or Marie. I do like how we're loaned the blinking mirror. It's not being given to us. The implication is we'll give it back.
I'm trying to remember how the blinking arrow, like what the teleport system is in the third game, and if like the blinking mirror is part of it. I don't remember, honestly. Yeah, John Doe forgot that Valeria had this scythe in this game, and I totally didn't. I didn't know that until this moment. That's pretty amazing.
That's cool.
Probably going to put her in my party now. Android 16's head says that Suikoden 5 is a 9,001 page visual novel. I don't remember it being like that, but
did you finish it?
Yeah. I never got the perfect ending because there are a couple of missable characters, and I progressed the story too quickly. Must have been low on memory card slots. I mean, space.
Suikoden 5 was one of the games I got before retro prices went nuts.
Oh, okay.
So it was a good get.
John Doe says, another child leads an army into battle could be the tagline for basically every Suikoden game. Yeah, it's true.
Special Boy of Destiny.
John Doe says, Gordon, pronounced like Zordon.
Gordon. Did I say Gordon? I probably did.
Who knows? You say warriors sometimes, you know? You never know what's
I love warriors. Warriors and Sword is one I got from Ryan Davis. He always pronounced Sword as Sword.
Yeah.
Someone actually wrote in to ask him why, and do you know what he said? Fuck you.
That's pretty good. Rip Ryan Davis, a true legend. That's all I've got for the Real Net tonight. Thank you all for joining us tonight. We'll see you in the next episode, which will be in another time, but not now. But this episode is a production of Retrograde Amnesia, recorded on February 9th, 2023. You can find us on Twitter at Retro Amnesia Pod. You can email us, podcast@retrogradeamnesia.com. You can support us on Patreon at patreon.com/retroam. Get early access, bonus episodes, miniseries, access to the Real Net, Panzer Dragoon things, Terra Enigma things, Star Ocean things, Parasite Eve things, more things. Until next time, Eric.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you, Mark, for the introductory music.
You're welcome, Chris.
Until next time.
Yes, we will recruit beasts and animals.
I love beasts and animals, and now you may go back to sleep. But no, they have like there is like a breath control plugin, but I think it's designed for like editing singing, and it doesn't work very well.
Do you want to start singing the podcast?
that might actually work though. You know, modern PS2, Dreamcast era game a little bit.
My favorite way of evaluating that statement is this is not my original thought, but when someone says it feels like a PS2 game, they just mean a game with a defined beginning, middle, and end.
Okay.
As opposed to this service forever game shit that happens all over.
Please buy Deadpool for $15.
Yes, stuff like that.
Which I did.
Good job.
Thanks. God damn it.
Portlaches.
What?
Did you see the picture on the wall?
Of Cleo's?
No, in the bottom left room with petunias in it.
No.
It's Ted.
Oh, no, that's upstairs.
Oh, sorry.
We approach No, never mind. Do you want to quickly do the fucking hell?
There's a little thing here.
Yeah, you're right. I scrolled down too far. Go ahead.
Give me another attitude exchanger. It's our last one.
Least favorite Twitter bio is when someone calls themselves a listener. Second only to storyteller.
What about Christian father?
Never a good thing.
To form and state with accidentally press the button. What would he say after and state?
To form and state among such.
It's not always easy to tell the good guys from the bad guys in this world. Sometimes what separates people is a simple difference in opinion. But one thing all martial artists agree upon, using drugs is wrong. And if you even want to be around to make that decision between good and bad, don't destroy your brain.
Play